They say a man never knows how strong he is until being strong is the only choice he has. That's exactly what happened to Chikere. Chikere was once a proud man. He lived in a small village in Nigeria where everyone knew his name. He was not the richest man in the village, but he was doing well. He had a farm that gave him plenty of yam and cassava. He had goats, chickens, and a little house with a tin roof that shined under the sun. Most of all, he had a family, a loving wife named Adiz and 2 young children, Obina and Amoka. People came to Chikere for advice. They would say, "If Chikere can do it, I can do it too." Life was simple, but it was good. Then one day, everything changed. It was during the dry season. The sun was hot, and the harmattan winds blew dust everywhere. One evening, while the villagers were preparing for the yearly yam festival, a loud scream came from the west end of the village. "Fire! Fire!" People ran with buckets of water, pots, and anything they could find. But it was too late. Chikere's house was gone, burned to ashes. His farm, too, caught the flames. The chickens were gone. The goats ran away. Even the little savings he had hidden in a small pot under his bed were gone. Chikere stood there, holding his children close, while Adiz cried beside him. Everything they had built for years vanished in one evening. In the days that followed, Chikere could not sleep. He would sit outside the remains of his house and stare at the ashes. Some people helped with food and clothes, but pity was not what Chikere wanted. He had always been the one helping others. Now he was the one being helped. He began to withdraw from everyone. He felt shame. He felt pain. Even his children noticed the change. One day, Adiz sat beside him and said gently, "Chikere, a tree that falls can still grow again if its roots are strong." He looked at her but said nothing. That night, Chikere thought about her words. He realized something: he was not dead. His wife was alive. His children were alive. And he still had his hands, his legs, and his mind. Maybe he had lost everything, but he hadn't lost himself. The next morning, Chikere did something unexpected. He went to the chief's house and asked for work. The chief gave him a small job helping in the village garden. It wasn't much, but Chikere worked like it was the most important job in the world. He saved every coin he earned. He repaired an old wheelbarrow and began helping people carry goods to the market for a little fee. Some laughed at him. Is this not the same Chikere who once had goats and yams? But Chikere smiled and said, "I'm going somewhere." With time, he saved enough to rent a small piece of land. He started planting again, just maize and okra at first. Adiz helped, and so did the children. Rain came. The crops grew. And Chikere began to smile again. 2 years passed. Chikere had rebuilt his house, smaller than the last one, but full of laughter. His farm was growing again. He bought 2 goats and 6 chickens. One day, a young man in the village came to him, crying. His own father had passed away, and he didn't know how to go on. Chikere sat him down and told him his story. For the first time, the young man smiled. Chikere said, "Sometimes, life will hit you so hard, you will forget your name. But if you can stand again, even with shaking legs, you will find your way." Chikere was not as rich as he used to be, but now he was something more wise. He became known not for his farm or his animals, but for his strength. People came to him not for food, but for hope. He would always say, "Fire can burn your house, but it cannot burn your spirit." And so, the man who lost everything became the man who gave others a reason to keep going. Even when you lose everything, you haven't lost your power to begin again. Pain is real, but so is healing. And just like Chikere, anyone can rise again, step by step, day by day.